Have you ever been through a heartbroken state where you tried your best to focus on the exam or on your studies, but you feel like nothing goes in? Like every pages that you say are just blank. If you've been there or you are currently going through it, I've been there. And today I'll be explaining to you, I'll share to you how I survived and how to get through this rough road. Hi to everyone, I am Dr. Ash or Aish. I've been there, heartbroken. My ex, I found out he cheated on me, and then on that time I have exam. I was in my exam month, so it was really torturing for me. It was really painful back then. I remember I was crying. I tried to study, but imagine I have like 5 hours of study hours, but I only managed to focus for 30 minutes because the rest of the hours I just cry. I memang tak boleh fokus langsung. I lost myself completely. I was depressed. I was diagnosed with MDD. Even my friend tried to help me, but they also almost losing hope because they also saw me how depressed I was. I don't know how to feel anymore. I feel like my future has been destroyed and I can't focus. I lost my appetite. I lose weight. I become sluggish. I became really not myself. I lost myself, totally lost myself. I bed rot. I did not even want to get up from my bed. Literally, I was just walking dead. Even if I open a book, nothing can go in. But after that, I read some articles, I did some research, and it shows that heartbreak really can affect our motivation and the chemicals in our brain. So that's why I felt that way. First thing is you need to know why heartbreak can affect you really bad. Heartbreak can affect you in 3 levels: emotionally, physically, and mentally. On the emotional level, it's if you're feeling heartbroken right now, it's not that there's only one feeling. It's not like you have only one feeling of sadness or brokenness. No, it's a combination of so many feelings. It could be rage, it could be angry, it could be sadness, it could be disappointment, it could be so many intense feeling that you're feeling at the same time. So this wave of emotion, this wave of constant emotion and chemicals in your brain is actually giving you the intense emotional shift. So that's why this intense wave is actually making you feel weak. It's making you so exhausted from the changing and the shift of the energy. So this explains why you're feeling so unmotivated and you're feeling so low because of this constant of emotional changes. Heartbreak triggers so many intense emotion, and it triggers so many deep frustration or maybe your past trauma. This is why heartbreak can feel like a death for some people. Even there's this one term in medical, we call it takut sobo. It means like the heart of the patient that having heartbroken, the shape is like a vase. So what does it mean by this is when the patient have his or her heart broken too much, even the heart shape can change to become like a vase, and people can die because of this. This is a medical report. This is not something that I am making up. And then the next reason is you have cognitive fog. You know, when you are in this survival mode, you have a very high level of cortisol. Basically, you are having cortisol spike. So when you are having this cortisol spike, it's affecting your memory and your concentration. There's this one part of your brain, we call it as prefrontal cortex. So this part is overwhelmed by all the things that you need to do. Things that used to feel like so easy, now it feels like you're climbing a mountain. And we go to the physical symptom that you lost your appetite, so you don't eat, you are low in your energy, and you are very sleep deprived. At night you have the overthinking, and then you have so many thoughts at night, and you can't control all this thought, and this making it harder for you to balance your life. And then you will be fatigued because of your body is in this constant survival mode. You have to fight physically, mentally, and emotionally. So basically it's torturing for you. And then you have the feeling of loss of motivation. For example, your partner used to be your biggest supporter, now you lost him or her, so you feel like you're seeing your future as if like, what's the point of studying? I'm in pain right now. And then the other reason is it's the dopamine shift in your brain. When you were in lovey-dovey era, you have the dopamine and serotonin in your brain, but now when all these chemicals are removed from your brain, you lost the feeling of happiness. So that's why you're feeling so low. So these are the reason why right now you're feeling this way, and I'm here validating your feeling. It is normal, it is common, it's just a sign that you are a human. So that's why you are feeling this way. You do not beat yourself up just because of you feeling that you should not be crying over him or her. The conscious mind, you think that, oh, I should be studying it now, I should be not focused on him or her, I should be focusing on my study instead of him or her. But the thing is, these are all the scientific reasons that are happening in your brain, so you cannot control it. This is something that out of your control, but it can be managed by a step that I'm going to be giving to you guys. So how do you deal with this? So the practical steps on how you deal with this, the most important thing is you need to know, before you open your book, you need to regulate your emotion first. Let this energy that accumulated in your body, because this energy, if you don't let it out, you cannot do any other stuff. So the first thing that I would always do is I would just cry. You know, it's heavy in your chest. You cannot study with this feeling in your chest. So the first thing you need to do is to let this energy out of your body. For me, I would just prefer to cry alone. But sometimes I got too tired and I am gonna have so many overthinking in my brain. So I'll just cry next to a friend. Your friend doesn't need to say anything to you. They just there to accompany you. That's what I did. I just cried next to my best friend. I just cry and I just say anything I want to her, and she was just there listening to it. She would never condemn me or say anything, because she know whatever I say is just anything that's piled up in my brain. I just wanted to let it out, so we just let it out. Oh, why he do that to me? And then I question everything, and I just say anything. I just make her as my human diary. If you cannot find anyone to speak or anyone to seek help for, you can try to do journaling. Journaling really helps because your brain is a place to create idea, and where do you store this idea is when you let it flow on a paper. So that's how I do it. I journal every single thoughts that comes out in my brain. I let it flow. You might gonna question, oh, what should I say, what should I write? I don't know, I have nothing in my brain. But actually, after I tried to do it, I tried to just write whatever come across in my mind. I finally find it slowly like flowing. It just flow, whatever in my brain, I just write it down, and it's actually clears a lot of things in my mind, because sometimes it's so hard for us to differentiate between the thoughts and facts. So when you finally write it down on a journal or in paper, you can finally see between the right and wrong, and also the facts and the thoughts. Some of your thoughts are just the thoughts, but facts are facts, real facts. So that's why when you see it on paper, your brain will finally have the ability to reorganize or to regulate your emotion. If, for example, you are saying, maybe I'm not doing good enough, where did I do wrong? So if I write that on a journal, when I see that, I feel like, no, I've done everything. I've tried my best to be the best partner, but he was the one who was lacking of the ability to receive my love, that huge amount of love. So it's not my fault. You see, that is the real idea that comes from journaling, because I can finally sort everything in my mind. It will stop my self-blaming, it will stop any negative thought. Journaling is basically like a brain rewiring system. The next thing you can do to save your mental health right now is to do meditation. So if you're not familiar with meditation is basically like a grounding technique. You know, it's used to calm your nervous system, especially if you are an anxious. I'm an anxious, so I understand that. I hate the feeling of when I wake up in the morning and then suddenly the thoughts of, oh, I just broke up with him, this thing just happened. All the memories just come into my mind and I feel anxious. I become really anxious. I wanted to text him. This rush of energy, I feel like I have to get in. I have to text him. I have to do something to get him back, because I'm an anxious. But I just search on YouTube for guided meditation for 5 minutes. It will guide me how to meditate in the right way. So within 5 minutes, I will be grounded, I'm not anxious, I will feel secure, and I will back to my right mind. And after I set the time block for me, when I should cry, when should I stop crying, usually I will just set the time to cry during morning, because I don't want to cry before me going to bed, because I don't want to have nightmares. That's just how I do it, and I don't want to overthink a lot at night. So usually I will just set some time during the evening or lunch hour. I will cry for like 2 hours just to let my emotion flow, to let it go. So after I cried for 2 hours, then I'm gonna jump to focus on my studies. And then how do you start to study? Okay, I really recommend you to do Pomodoro technique. So Pomodoro technique is basically when you're studying, but in a short study session. I don't really encourage you at this point to study in a very long hours, because as I've told you already, your brain right now cannot focus on so many things. You have the lack of concentration. So that's why you right now you have to treat yourself as if like you are sick. So I really recommend you to study in a small chunk of session. Usually I will study for 40 minutes and I will have a rest for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna study for another 40 minutes, and then I have rest for 10 minutes. So that's how I do it. And then I'm gonna continue the loop until I got tired. And then after I accomplish the small task, I'm just gonna answer a quiz or any question just to recap whatever I've learned. Next thing I can do is to celebrate small wins. As I've told you just now, right now at this point, your brain just literally cannot focus on so many things. So the important thing you can do right now is you can celebrate the small wins. Even though it's a small wins, it's actually still a big wins for you, because right now that is your maximum capability. That's the maximum thing you can do. So celebrate it. A win is still a win. And the next thing is you can change your study environment. I know right now maybe all you want to do is just stay in your bed, but I would say that is not good for your brain right now. It is better for you to get some sunlight. I know the one thing that you want to do right now is just sleep in your bed, I know. But that is not gonna help you. If you just stuck in your bed, glued to your bed, that is doing even more worse, menambahkan keburukan pada diri you. I would really recommend you to go to cafe or any library. You can avoid this study spot that can trigger you. Don't go to the spot that you used to go together with your ex, or your ex-partner. Don't go there. Basically, just go on any spot that's a new environment, that gives you a new environment, because scientifically, a new environment can give you better focus. Why you should be doing this is because of new environment will treat your brain into focus mode, and it will give you a fresh emotional start. Next thing is you can pair your study with comfort. Some people, or even me, I don't like to study actually. I hate studying, but in the moment like this, while you are having this heartbroken and all this emotional turbulence, it's really not a good combo for you to be in this state and also have to force yourself to study. So basically what you can do right now is make the environment more comforting. You can put on a classical music background, or you can put on lo-fi music just to create something more calming, like a calming atmosphere for you. You can add on like a warm tea for you, or you can just wear a cozy blanket, and then you can put on a scented candle just to make the environment look cozy and just to get the vibe. Alright, just to make the vibe even more appealing for you. And then the next thing is, this one is kinda important. I create emergency kit. I could not emphasize this enough. And I've told you guys, I am an anxious. So as an anxious in our life, suddenly we're gonna have this feeling or the urge of we wanted to text him. We wanted to text and reach out to our partner, our ex. So what will I do to myself, especially if I feel like this sudden urge? I will prepare myself. My nose is itchy. I will prepare an emergency checklist for me. What should I do before I texted him? Because ain't no way I'm gonna go back to him. I don't wanna go back to him. But the thing is, I have to be firm on this. But the problem is, I am an anxious. So this is like the constant battle in my mind. So what do is I basically create this emergency list. The first thing I do, if I have the urge to contact him, I would just call my best friend. Instead of calling him, I would just call my best friend. I'm just gonna cry and say, honey, I call her, honey, sorry, help me, I wanted to call him. And then I just gonna let her be on the phone, and then I will do the journaling. I will list down every single reason why I should not contact him, and why there's nothing gonna help me to change the outcome. And then I'm gonna list every single bad thing that he's done, because that's the only thing that can that can regulate my emotions. So journaling, it helps to regulate the emotion. It helps you to balance between the facts and the thoughts. So that's how I do it. Then the next list I put in my emergency kit is I will create a playlist in YouTube of people telling me 50 reasons why I should not text him. And on that video, there's gonna be a lot of people telling me why I should not text him, why he's a bad guy, why I shouldn't be with him, and then why you're reacting this way, and then all the scientific reason, and then all the reasoning, all the source that I think that can help me. This is just my emergency kit, my personal emergency kit. This is what I do if I feel like I wanted to text him. This urge, it can suddenly just pop out anytime and anywhere, so I need this. And then I will listen to audiobook and any podcast saying that he is a trash man and I should not be going back to him, and this thing, the more I go back to him, the more he's gonna have the power. So anything, my emergency kit is just anything that can help me on the spot to help to stop me from texting him on time. And the next thing is you can move your body. Like just do a quick stretch, like 15 minutes or 10 minutes quick stretch, yoga. Or by moving your body, it's gonna help you to reduce the stress hormone, the cortisol hormone in your body. So it will help you to improve your sleep, and also you can improve your concentration. Next thing is you can try to focus on sleep and nutrition. I know, I understand the late night overthinking, but try as best as you can to stick to your sleeping schedule, because your sleeping schedule really is gonna affect your mood and your focus and also your brain function. If you are likely and prone to overthink at night, I would really recommend you to do meditation before you sleep. It helps me to regulate my emotions before I sleep, and then I feel peace before I go to sleep. So you guys should try it. And about your nutrition, try to focus on taking your protein and complex carbs, because these are the brain fuels that you need to give to your brain to let it function well. If you're a medical student or dental student or any student that working so hard, you're doing so many physical activities, I really recommend you to take extra supplement, but make sure you drink enough water. So that's all I can share to you guys. I hope this helped you. I hope that you can accept the fact that when you are having all this emotional turbulence, it is normal that you cannot study as effectively as you was before. This is totally normal. It's a sign that you're just a human, and of course there are some point of weaknesses, and you are in one of them now. Breakup is painful and it's really damaging you physically and emotionally and mentally. If you ever need help, reach out to any of your friends. I really don't recommend you to be alone, even though that's the main thing that you want to do right now. If you guys are going through this, you can comment down below what are you guys going through right now, and I hope this video helps you a lot. Let's support each other through the comment section. Okay, bye bye.